Barad-dûr is one of the most imposing and daunting locations in the Lord of the Rings movies, and the LEGO Icons version of this is none less impressive. Because of the success of its kind of predecessor Rivendell, it seems like LEGO successfully revived the Lord of the Rings franchise in LEGO form. So they decided to do another big LEGO Icons collector's item from this franchise. And their choice on what to do couldn't have been any better. But before the start of the video, I would highly appreciate a like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, because most of the viewers aren't subscribers of the channel. But now let's get into the review, and of course as always, it's neither sponsored, authorized or endorsed by LEGO. Set number 10333, the Lord of the Rings Barad-dûr, released in June of 2024, came with 5,471 pieces, 11 minifigures, and released for an original retail price for $459.99 USD and €459.99 euros. Now the set also comes with physical instruction manuals as your typical LEGO set. It's your typical LEGO building process, so yeah, everything's understandable and doable. Each of the instruction manuals has a little introduction at the start with sometimes pictures of the movie. In the first instruction manual you build the base, in the second you build this middle layer, in the third you build the top with the Eye of Sauron. Now if I didn't miscount, the set also comes with 14 stickers. It's not the end of the world, but for such a high price I think it's too many stickers. But at least all the stickers are on the inside, not on the outside of the model. Now looking at the box art, we of course see the big dark tower on the front with its name and also the measurements. On the side we see a more on the top look from the Eye of Sauron. On the back side of the box you see some more details about the set, such as the modularity, the interior, and also some play features like the light up brick. And lastly on the top you can see the whole minifigure lineup. But minifigure lineup is a great point, because we're now coming to the 11 minifigures the set contains, some of which are amazing and new minifigures, some of which are more mediocre. Kicking things off with the Mouth of Sauron. This is the second time this character is being made into a LEGO minifigure, and he looks once again awesome. His helmet mold is a very specific mold for this character, which looks amazing. He has some more soft plastic on his helmet, which I found an interesting choice. He has some printing on the front and back of his torso and also on the legs, which goes over to the hip with his little chain and everything. His print on the head is amazing with his mouth and the kind of terrifying look this character has overall. Also on the back there is some nice printing. It comes with a sword and a cape. Overall a really cool character. But now coming to the second and probably the coolest minifigure of the set, the Dark Lord himself, Sauron. Of course he has to be included with his own tower, and this minifigure now finally has the right representation as a minifigure in LEGO form. We finally got the iconic look of the prologue of the movies, and LEGO just nailed this figure. The printing on the torso and on the hips, legs and feet is amazing. He has a soft cape, and then he has this awesome custom molded, especially made for this character, armor headpiece. It's one piece, the shoulder and kind of chest plate, together with the helmet with the big spikes going up his top helmet. It looks amazing. He has a head print underneath with the fiery face. What a great minifigure. LEGO really nailed the Sauron appearance here. I don't even think he needs long legs. I'm fine with the normal minifigure legs, because the helmet piece is the armor piece is so high, so tall. It uses the same soft plastic, rubber plastic as the Mouth of Sauron, but overall just an amazing looking minifigure. As Barad-dûr is located in Mordor, we of course need a bunch of orcs. The first one is Gothmog. He leads the orc army or Uruk-hai army into Minas Tirith, and his LEGO minifigure representation is awesome. We've never got this character from LEGO before, so this is a nice inclusion. And he is a really cool minifigure. His head print is awesome and I think really nails the look of the character in the movie. He has some amazing printing on his armor piece, which this detail is awesome. It looks really great. He also has some printing on the hips and also beneath the armor piece, and also printing on the legs. Just an amazing minifigure. The next minifigure we get is just a normal orc. He has a medium nougat head with some really cool printing on. He has an orc helmet, which you get a whole bag of in this set, which is really nice. There are a couple of different variants, and you can basically decide what helmet to give what orc. Some really cool molds in there. He has a sword and some awesome detailed printing on the torso and on the legs and also on the back of the torso. Overall, a really cool minifigure. The next orc uses the same head as the previous orc. He's more like a orc chef. He comes with this red bandana instead of an helmet. He has a piece to grill some sausages or some meat. But he has a different torso than the first one. Once again with some amazing printing on the legs, hips and torso. And of course, if you choose so, you can remove the bandana from his head and just give him a normal helmet and some sword or weapon, and he is your normal orc. Once again, a really cool minifigure. Then we also get a green orc variant. This one comes with a sword and a shield, which has an awesome mold and some really nice details on the shield, which are of course prints. He has once again a different torso with some awesome printing on there. Once again on the hips and on the legs, on the feet. These printed details on these Lord of the Rings minifigures all the time had some really great quality. I mean, the Lord of the Rings theme is known for really great minifigures, but especially in these big icon sets, they are awesome. He has some cool printing on his head and this special molded headpiece for the hair and the ears. The last orc we get with this set is once again a green orc. He has the same head pieces as the last orc, but this time he is a blacksmith. He has some different torso and leg printing, which is once again really awesome. Amazing details, once again also on the hips and on the feet of the minifigure. If you don't want him to be a blacksmith but a normal orc, just give him a sword, or if you choose so, even a helmet. This figure is once again really cool orc. These orc minifigures are really great in Barad-dûr. And we also get Gollum with this set. This is, I think, pretty much the same version as the old variant that we got, but his printing is new, as he got the new alien-like eye printing where the pupils are white and not black anymore. He got some printing on his head and also a little bit of printing on the body overall. I still think this is a great mold for the character, so no need for an upgrade. Then we also get Frodo Baggins and Samwise Gamgee with this set. These are sadly basically the same minifigures as the Rivendell set, just without the capes. They still got some cool printing on their torsos, and Frodo once again got his double-sided face with the one face when he puts the ring on. But what I would have hoped for is that these minifigures have some kind of wear and tear and some dirt and some, not as pristine clothes and faces anymore, as if you watch the movies, they look way dirtier and just exhausted when they are trying to get up to Mount Doom, which sadly these minifigures don't represent, which I find a little bit sad. But you at least get these two orc helmets for Frodo and Sam, which they wear when they walk through Mordor, so that they have at least a little bit of their late movie look to them. These orc helmets are really cool. This is another special mold specifically created for this set. The 11th minifigure is actually more a detail instead of a minifigure. BrickLink still lists it as a minifigure, but in my opinion this is more a detail object. So we will take a look at this later on. But now let's finally take a look at the actual tower itself. Now the first thing that you build beside the little Mount Doom inclusion is actually the base for the tower. This is of course a little bit broader, and it has some rock work and some lava down there with these translucent yellow, red and orange pieces. You have a little bridge to the entrance of the tower, and you get these outward pillars which have a little bit of color grading, where the brick that is nearest to the lava is more reddish brown, then it turns to normal brown, then into black. These pillars look really nice. I think the design is really well made. And on the left side you have a little bit more of the mountain that will later on wrap around the whole tower, where there is a little function. Because when you turn this little knob that is kind of hidden here, you can open the entrance to Barad-dûr, which I think is a cool play feature. Then we can of course take a look at the inside of the interior. I think the design for the first section that you build is really well. All these black spikes and details and the angles that you get are really interesting to build and also look really nice when they're finished. Now on the interior of the first layer you get this little entrance area with a staircase down to the middle section. There are a couple of armor stands and shield holders where you can I have a little weapons rack and all this stuff, like some weapons, some swords, some additional helmets, and also some shields. Also this little sharpening stone and a little water bucket where the orcs can improve their weapons or just apply the armor. And on the right side of this you find a little forge area where there is some hot lava from the mountain, or from Barad-dûr in general. And there is a little anvil where the orc can of course hammer his sword that he just forged. There are some ingots down there. And I think this whole little forging weapon section is a really interesting and cool inclusion. On the left side you find this cage that is hanging down from the ceiling with the 11th minifigure, just a regular skeleton. This can be lowered through this little wheel more near to the lava. And on the right side of the interior you get this little sort of Easter egg where Gollum can go. There is a little fish for him and he can hide there. There's also a little Easter egg if you pull this section out. There is a little spider in there. I think this is a reference to Shelob. Yeah, it's a neat little detail. Now moving on to the second section of the tower that you build, you get this middle section. There are once again some outer pillars, I would say, with these color grading of the more light brown to more darker brown and into black. You have these walls that are a little bit more set behind with a little floor space on the outside. You get these two spiky tower things on this side. You once again get some of the lighting of the torches on the outside. On the left side there is a little bit of rock work once again that will wrap around on the tower. And you can add the whole section with these two clips down there, and there's also some plate modifieds on this side, so it secures it when you move it into place. And on the inside we get dining hall for the orcs where there is meat on the menu with the little sticker on the back. You get a little cooking section with the pot over the hot lava on the side where you can cook some stew. Left side there is there's a barrel with some drinking liquid. In the middle there's a well-filled table with some meat and sausages and also some cups and some seats to have the orc sitting on. Yeah, I think this cooking / eating hall, dining hall section is a neat inclusion. I mean, we don't see really much of the tower in the movie, of the inside, so yeah, I think it's fine. And then when it's fully built, we can finally add the second layer to the tower. As I said, you can just slide it in with these plate modifieds, and then it clips into place with these clips. This is pretty well secured. Of course, you shouldn't shake the tower or anything, but when it's assembled and on display, it holds pretty well. After the third section is built, you also just slide it in like the second layer, and it once again clips into place, and it holds pretty well. And then you build the last section, which gives the tower its overall height. This is the thinnest section of the tower, but also the tallest, I think, build-wise. This is just put on top. There is a little Technic beam on the inside and some studs. And you put this on top, then you connect it with the studs, and on the back side you push this little Technic X in to secure it. And once again, this feels pretty stable. But before we take a glance at the whole tower look, we take a look on the inside. So in this last section before the thin top, you get the throne room of Sauron. There are some banners in the back, which are stickers, but still add some nice detail. You get the throne for Sauron to sit on, and on the bottom there is this little knob that you can pull, and this opens the throne itself. This splits in the middle and it reveals a thing that is called, I think, a palantir. There's a little printed head in there, which one side shows the burning tree of Gondor, and the other side shows the burning the Shire. On the side of the palantir you get the sticker details for the walls, and on the back there is a sticker with a map with Shire and Baggins. These add some nice detail, but once again, for such a high price set, I'm not the biggest fan of stickers. For the final layer of the tower, you of course also get some interior. This is a little working room for the Mouth of Sauron, or Sauron himself. There's a painting of Sauron on the wall, which is a sticker. There's another sticker which adds some shelving on the wall with a Nazgul. You get the Mithril, which once again is a sticker, and some printed paper rolls on the back of the shelves. Now the final interior room is the library. You have a little sticker detail in the middle with some details about the rings. In the back you got a couple of stickers showing some bookshelves. And you have this build of the ladder, which you can move from left to right. So Sauron, or the mouth of Sauron, can access all the books in the shelves. Before we take a look at the full and final tower, we take a look at the Eye of Sauron that is built on top. This is probably the most eye-catching thing of the whole build. We have the eye in the middle, built with a lot of translucent orange and yellow pieces. The eye looks pretty well. It looks just like the movie eye, this burning, flamey eye. It looks really great. It's on a black little axle, so you can move it around. You can move it side to side and up and down. This works pretty well. You have a light brick on the back, which you can light the eye up at least a little bit. Yeah, currently I have the studio lighting on, but still you should be able to see that this is still not the strongest light. And yeah, there's no function to turn it on the whole time. You have to press it on the back. A nice little feature, but yeah, not the most crazy thing. There's once again this color grading. So you have the sections that are nearer to the eye are more light, more orange, more lighter brown. And the more out it gets, the more dark brown and black it becomes, which it's a really realistic feel to it. One little Easter egg I almost forgot is another little detail you can pull out. This reveals a little sticker detail of the rings. Nothing major, but still something that is included. But now, here's finally the whole tower. Barad-dûr. This set is absolutely amazing. I don't know what I should really say about the outside. I think you can see it yourself. The look is just impressive. It's amazing. The presence that this dark black tower has is incredible on your shelf. The size this thing has is crazy. It's taller than I imagined. The look of the eye on top is really eye-catching. But also the rest of the black tower is really interesting with the little rock work that wraps around it, all the outer pillars on the bottom, this color grading when it's near to the lava or something, and these orange details in general. I have one little nitpick that is on the more top section. You can see some of the blue plates through, which I don't like. You can see it from far, but if you know it's there, you can see it more. But otherwise, all these details on the tower, these black spikes everywhere, especially the details on the top section look amazing with the eye that is able to move. It's an absolutely amazing set. I still think Rivendell is probably a tad bit better overall, but it's just an amazing set. One of the best Lord of the Rings sets for sure, and overall an amazing piece to build and to display for every Lord of the Rings fan. Yeah, it's an absolutely magnificent build. I really like the set. The minifigures are great. It's awesome. But now let me know down in the comments below what you think about Barad-dûr. Do you own it or do you prefer Rivendell? If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to support the channel. And other than that, have a great day.